Not yet. Looking for anyone. There's the shots and there's the goal! 87th minute, we get it!
Se juega en corto, Kishka que devuelve, tiran al arco y el gol. ¡Gol de LA10!
Champions of the United States of America, Spring 2025.
Hey coach, is your game going to be live streamed? Can't find a broadcast partner? I have the solution for you. It's time to contact the Atlantic Soccer Media Group. The Atlantic Soccer Media Group will provide you with the most extensive live coverage and affordable rates to bring your club's matches to your fans. So they will never miss any of the action.
Pavlovsky's able to just get enough of a touch on it to release it to Davies. Davies will send it forward. Usman Fall gets it over to the far side. Awanja Bedard deflected, and it's in! What a deflected goal for Kalonji Pro Profile to take the lead. Awanja Bedard with the goal.
And bring them along with you as you raise the trophy.
And there it is, your 2025 UPSL Women's National Champions. It is the Albany Alley Cats.
So what are you waiting for? For the best and easiest coverage, national exposure, attract sponsors, interact with your fans, work with scouts from around the world? Contact the Atlantic Soccer Media Group.
Welcome to this presentation of UPSL Soccer Action, live on YouTube and presented by the Atlantic Soccer Media Group.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Shiloh High School Stadium, Charlie Jordan Field, for this UPSL Premier Division match between Kalonji Pro Profile and Augusta Arsenal. Now, if you're able to, we'd like you to stand and get ready for our national anthem.
And a good afternoon. Another season begins here in the UPSL Georgia Premier Division. It is Kalonji Pro Profile taking on Augusta Arsenal here at Charlie Jordan Field on the campus of Shiloh High School in Snellville, Georgia. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Larry Weber. We'll bring you all the way through today's matchup. Take a look at the lineups for both teams. Keep an eye on Ashton Maynard back in goal for Kalonji Pro Profile, earning that spot last season as they had several players in and out of the box to find that starting keeper for Kalonji Pro Profile. Going to be a little bit different today, playing a 4-4-2. Another interesting thing, Zane Hilton being a back this time instead of up there on the top three in their typical 4-3-3 system. Be a little bit different. There in the midfield, the brothers Braden Kalonji and Kalen Kalonji locking it down in the midfield with Sam Pavlotsky, Awanja Medard, and Kareem Tamimi at the top in those two slots. Augusta Arsenal, we watched them last week when they played in the ASMG TV Internet Invitational and lost to Lake Country United. They come in a little different, but they're ready to go here for the Premier Division. Got Justice Holden in a goal, and keep an eye on those top spots. They're kind of playing a similar 4-4-2 system as well, but keep an eye on James Lee and Alejandro Gonzalez up there at the top. This is the beginning of Georgia South, as we have those two different divisions here in the Premier Division, just like what we'll have in the Division 1. We will have both a North and a South. This is the first of the South. There is another match that is currently going on, and it's up in the North. Just about ready to get underway. It'll be Augusta Arsenal that is going to get us underway first. They're in the all-black kits. They're going to be moving from left to right, and it'll be Kalonji Pro Profile in their typical all-white kits moving from right to left. Underway here at Charlie Jordan Field here in Snellville, Georgia. Thank you for coming along with us here at ASMG TV. And it is a little gusty today, but it should be a great match. Braden Kalonji knocking that ball out, wearing that number and also his age, 15 years old, getting an opportunity to start here in the Premier Division. Knocked out, and it'll be a Kalonji throw. Take a look at the referees for today's lineup. Adebayo Iggy is our center referee. Robert Binge and Ivan being our ARs and Megan Hansen our fourth official. Tiente giving it to Pavlovsky. He'll go right back to the defense. Not the best control, but Demise is able to work it through, gets it to Menard. Menard will give it to the captain, Kamani Irving. He'll give it right back to him and go back over to Demise. Demise taking over that center back partnership role with Kamani Irving last year as Tachi stepping away from his starting role in the Kalonji staff. Still plays from time to time. Pavlovsky coming back, giving it right back to Demise. I would expect, even though they played that 4-4-2, expect those two wingers, Zane Hilton and Amaro Ramos, they're going to probably play high up the pitch. They're both players that normally do not play as backs. They generally would play as wingers. Able to hold off the attack, gives it to Kalen. He gives it right back, going over to Brayton. Brayton will go back to Kamani Irving. The starter of the fall season. There's a little bit of a clip. Is that going to be considered a foul? Yes, it will be considered a foul. Just a bit of just a clip there from Ivan Osaguera, number 6 for Arsenal. Nothing that would be egregious. You can see here on the replay, as this ball comes forward, you can see it from Kamani Irving as trying to get it in just a little bit there. Kareem Tamimi is over the ball. It's just at 21 yards out, which is just about 4 yards off of the box. 3-4 yards. 4-man wall for Arsenal. Tamimi all alone. Just in the side netting. Tamimi had the angle. He just was a little too far to the left there. Hit the outside netting. Goal kick for Arsenal. Nice ball forward for Arsenal. Demise is able to shield it off so that Asha Menard can get there. It's going to be a foul. As I was saying, in the fall season, the season opener for Kalonji Pro Profile, they were away to Atletico Buford, and they were caught completely off guard, lost 8-3. There's a ball down the near channel, able to keep control of it, keep it in. Is Zane Hilton? No, they're going to say that he made it out, and that'll be a throw. You can hear the wind starting to pick up there on the field microphone. Take a look at the weather for today's matchup. 76 degrees in Snellville, Georgia. Is an absolutely beautiful spring day. See there, 5-mile-an-hour winds. Steady out of the south. That ball go out. It'll be a Kalonji throw. See, Yanni Velasquez pulling something out of his bag for somebody that was on the field, probably getting some last-minute setup, whether it be some tape or something that the center official was not happy with. Got to make sure you got those shin guards. Got to make sure that you got everything wrapped up. Remember, if you're new here to the UPSL, both teams can make 7 substitutions throughout the match. Stepped in front of that ball, did Kalonji. Gives it to Kalonji. That ball lifted over the top, and nobody is going to be able to get there before Holden gets there. He'll go ahead and delay it a little bit before he'll roll it out over to that far side. One note from that preseason game that we had last week for Augusta Arsenal, Cartier is not in the lineup. Scored 2 matches in that loss to Lake Country United, 5-3. So know that Carrie Collier not in the lineup today for Augusta Arsenal. This is Augusta Arsenal's first trip into the Premier Division. Going up against last season's champs. They also won the playoffs. They ended last season after 10 matches, 8-1-1 did Kalonji. This is absolutely new territory for this Augusta Arsenal team, coming from Augusta, Georgia, which is about 2-ish hours from Snellville, Georgia. 2.5. Kalonji player trying to get a couple extra yards there for that throw in. Center official calling him back. Said here in the Georgia Conference for the Premier Division, we are separated into 2 different divisions, or regions, excuse me. The North and the South, both regions, the North and South, have 9 teams. We're in the South region. That ball out of the back line. It'll be a goal kick. We have 2 teams that are new to the UPSL here in this region, the Georgia South region of the Premier Division. This team here, which is Augusta Arsenal SC, as well as Red Top Soccer Club. They are a offshoot of Potros FC. You have the teams that were promoted from, oh, there's a chance from Kalonji. He gets it, but cleared by Augusta. Good work there by Arsenal, because a little bit of a slow pass there allowed Kalonji to pounce. Take a look at this. You see Holden giving it over to Osaguera. Osaguera a little slow in that pass back to Holden. When Holden tried to release it, Kalon was able to get there. Mamma mia. Again, as always thank everybody that is watching on our YouTube channel, including one of our favorite viewers, Andrea from Italy. Ciao, my friend. Thank you so much for watching here on ASMG TV. He's enjoying his evening watching ASMG TV action here in the Premier Division. As we continue talking about some of the teams here in the South, UMA coming back into the UPSL Premier Division, as well as teams from last year, Georgia Revolution, LSA Norcross, and FC Columbus Elite. Right now over in the North Division, in the North Region, Potros FC, they're currently taking on Soccer Saves Lives, SSL, over at Cass High School. We'll see if we can give you a score from that match as this match goes on. We'll have a doubleheader. We'll jump over to the North Region as FC Birmingham welcomes Georgia Impact SC over to Gardendale High School. That kickoff will be at 7 p.m. Eastern. As we all are celebrating Pi Day. Austin Bryan is over the ball for Arsenal. To the box, Menard is there. You can see here on your screens, it is a gray line that is the touch line throughout this pitch. It gets hard at times to see it. It is a gray line. You can see in center circle, you can just see that gray line on that artificial turf. Kalonji wins it back. Lots of short, crisp passes. Finally in possession by Kamani. Gives it to Braden. Goes back forward. Braden Kalonji holding off the challenge. Goes back to the captain once again. He'll go over to Pavlotsky. Pavlotsky will lift it high, trying to work it down that near channel. Able to get through. But that pass behind the mark. But it's going to be corner. And I think Awanja Medard is just kind of scratching his head there as what in the world did I do wrong with that pass, as it was about 5 yards or so behind his player. And Kalen Kalonji will come up to take this corner. As close to that touch line, or coach to that corner line as possible there from Kalen. Here comes the in-swinger to the back post and beyond. And Arsenal will just allow that ball to roll out for the goal kick. The north side of the Georgia Conference is very interesting. We have a lot of teams in a very pressed out region. Scenic City Soccer Club up there in Chattanooga. They are joined by Chattanooga Red Wolves U23 team. You have Georgia Impact, SSL, Potros, Atlanta Fire. You also have the newly formed LSA Mustangs. They are also, like with Red Top, they're an offshoot of the LSA Norcross Pro. Of course, FC Birmingham and Pachuca, Georgia. So we have two teams that have expanded themselves to give more opportunities for players. LSA and Potros. Potros had a fantastic 2025 year, winning the division in the spring. Almost had it in the fall as well. New staff, new coach, a lot of new players. Keep an eye on Potros over in the north. Even have a new venue this season over in Cass High School. There was a foul committed by Kalonji. 16 minutes in, Kalonji per profile nil, Augusta Arsenal nil. Nice little ball over the top of Kalen Kalonji. Ball down that far channel, just not going to be able to get there. Rolls out. It will be a throw. James Lee just a little too far in front of him for Arsenal. Over to the captain. Kamani will go over to Demise. Tiente, the wily veteran, receives it, gives it right back, playing more of that central defensive midfielder. Former Atlanta United 2-man. All the way back to Holden. Wanja Madar tried to dispossess the defender, not able to do so. That ball still in play. Arsenal will try to give another whack at it. It goes right to Kalen Kalonji. Now Braden. He makes the turn, holds up, gets it to Zane Hilton here on the near side. Zane surveys. He'll try to thread it to Tamimi, able to do so. Tamimi not able to control it enough, and Arsenal take back possession. See if Kareem Tamimi can continue his goal-scoring ways like he did last season. Able to win the ball back, does Kalonji. Maynard coming way out of his box there. And with Tiente playing more of that defensive midfielder role, it allows the Kalonji brothers, Kalen and Braden, to be more aggressive in that midfield. Give it to Zane Hilton. He'll go back to Kamani. But it's a little different, like I said, for so many years. Kalonji Pro Profile always playing a 4-3-3, a very fluid 4-3-3, now playing what is considered a 4-2-2, but I would expect that that's purely on paper. This Kalonji team moves around throughout a match. It's probably going to be something closer to a 4-1-2-3 if I was to guess throughout this season, is what it'll probably kind of look like. If you were looking at the preseason news throughout the UPSL, you would have saw that Kalonji Pro Profile's head coach, Bruno Kalonji, was named the head coach of the St. Kitts Nevis U20 national team. He'll be sharing his time as well as dealing with his Kalonji Pro Profile squad, both here in the UPSL as well as MLS Next and throughout the academy system. Kalonji organization's one of the organizations here in the Georgia area that has a very, very in-depth academy system. As you'll see that with UFA Lawrenceville, you'll see that with Georgia Revolution, FC Birmingham, so many more. A lot of players coming out of this UPSL Georgia area. Got to see the national champions crowned just a few weeks ago. New York Renegades winning the national title. Another team from the East Coast winning the national title in the UPSL. allowed a West Coast team to win in a while. Kalonji laid off, allowed Awanja Madar to get there as he was in an offside position, slided across. Almost tried to backheel it, not able to do so. Arsenal clear it. New York Renegades team defeated Provo FC. A great final for the UPSL 2025 fall season in the Premier Division. The spring season begins our 5th year of the UPSL Premier Division. And 6 years since we had a national champion that was from the UPSL conference. Last season, before we became the Premier Division, it was still just one division. Offsides there. But that last regular season before it became Premier, it was Atletico Atlanta, formerly known as Jinga Atlanta, who won that national championship there at the Silverback Stadium in Atlanta, fall 2020 season. That ball will find its way out for a throw. It'll be a throw for Kalonji. Alejandro Gonzalez trying to get there in time, just not able to do so for Arsenal. Arsenal's next match scheduled for next week at a home match against FC Columbus Elite. Kalonji will be on the road over to Meadowbrook High School for LSA Norcross Pro. Both of them scheduled for next Saturday, the 21st. Don't forget that this Kalonji Pro Profile squad, they are going to be competing in the US Open Cup in the full form of the US Open Cup. They made it through the qualifying stages as we had over 70 teams in the UPSL compete in those qualifying stages. They are in the legitimate first round. There are 10 teams in the UPSL that made it to the opening round of the US Open Cup. One of those being those national champions, New York Renegades. Olden had to run out there and grab that before Medard got there. Matches kick off next week. Kalonji's going to play on March 18th. They have to take on Chattanooga FC up there in Chattanooga, Tennessee That kickoff will be at 6 p.m. Eastern. And it'll be on the U.S. Open Cup YouTube channel. After you get through those knockout qualifying stages, once you get into the legitimate Open Cup, the Open Cup streaming organization takes over, so you won't be able to see those matches on ASMG TV. See those on either their YouTube channel or on Paramount Plus. "27 minutes in, still 0-0 between Kalonji Pro Profile and Augusta Arsenal. Long ball forward, but Holden is going to be able to get there before Medard can. Goes ahead and pulls it back into the box before rolling it out to the far side. Lee going back to Holden. Arsenal hasn't had as many attempts on goal like Kalonji so far these first 28 minutes. The defense has been able to hold off so far. Down here to the near side. Demeticis, he'll go centrally, lose the ball in center circle. Center ref calling a foul there on Oseguera right at the edge of center circle for Kalonji. Back underway. Braden's hit that out. It'll be a throw for Arsenal. And that'll be I believe Arsenal was called for an illegal throw. Braden turns, that pass cut off, not able to get it to Hilton. Back to Bellotti, he'll go forward to Demeticis, and he'll go back and forth all the way back to Holden. Long ball from Holden, cut off by Irving, gives it to Braden. Tiente gets it to Kalen. He turns, nice little ball to Awanja Medard. Medard puts it in the back of the net to make it 1-0 for Kalonji Pro Profile. And that all comes from that beautiful little touch from Kalen Kalonji to open the space for Medard. Take a look at this once again. You see this ball come from the midfield from Tiente. He starts it. Just that little touch from Kalen Kalonji allows Medard to make the turn, puts it in the back of the net, and it's 1-0. In the 30th minute, a little bit of a conversation between the refs. Are they considering him offsides? Always good to see the ref staff discussing, making sure that they get the call right. I believe we're still going to have the goal nonetheless. I did not see any cards that were issued. So a goal scored in the 30th minute. Wanja Medard. We initially received his number as 20. However, he is wearing the number 10. Last season, Blake White wore the number 10. And that all comes from the speed and that perfect touch. The speed of Wanja Medard, but the perfect touch from Kalonji, who gets that assist. Kalonji holding off. Another attempt into their final third. That time, Wanja Medard, again, not offsides. I thought he was going to be called offsides there. Lays it to Tamimi. Tamimi's deflected, but it goes back to Kalonji. He lifts it in, grabbed by Holden. That was interesting. I thought Wanja was going to be called offsides. The AR was right there on the line. One back for Kalonji. Tiente will go back to Irving. Gave it to Braden. He gives it right back to him. Now back to Tiente. Tiente turns, gives it to Medard. Medard goes over to Ramos over on that far side. Tiente, again, he'll go to Braden in center circle. Back to Demise. Demise turns, gives it to Tiente. Tiente. Braden's able to sneak that one over to Ramos. Trying to get it again to Medard. Again, he's just able to pick the pocket of the left back over there. Trying to sneak it to Tamimi, not able to do so. Great work by the defensive man to clear that for Arsenal. Ramos. Medard. Tamimi trying to turn. Pavlotsky. You can see that Kalonji is down. Tiente, Braden. Irving holding up. Keeping an eye on what's going on with Kalonji. They're going to hold up by the center official to come over and have a chat with Kalonji, make sure he's okay. There's a lot of bodies in that little setup. I didn't see if it was, it looks like he's rubbing on the right knee, just maybe collided with a player. Be a drop ball from the center official. See the trainer over there on the far side. Substitute coming on for Arsenal. Be the end of the day for Austin Bryan. So the first substitute coming on for Arsenal. It looks like that is specifically in that left back role. And it's number 2, Maldonado, who's coming on. And I think that all comes from just the open availability of Awanja Medard being able to get past Brian again and again and again. And staff of Arsenal trying to make the call. Ooh, that hits the side netting. It'll be a corner. Another corner for Kalonji. You can see Medard immediately getting physical with the center back for Arsenal, trying to post up there inside the box to be an outswinger for Kalen. Cleared by Arsenal. And that ball's out of play. It'll be a throw for Kalonji. Over to Pavlotsky. Demise will go over to Irving as they've swapped positions. Kalen lays it back to Irving. He'll go central to Braden. Braden will go forward to Tamimi. Tamimi again trying that little flick that Kalen did. Unfortunately for them, Medard was on the opposite side of the defender. That ball was able to be kept in, excuse me. Back to Irving. Irving will come over here to Demise on the near side. Demise holding off the challenge by Gonzalez. Braden not able to control that very crisp pass from Irving, but they get it right back. Zane Hilton here on the near side. Surveys, elects to go back to the defense. Demise over to Irving. Just a little bit of a struggle here in these first 39 minutes in the attack. Offsides on Medard there. But Arsenal just kind of struggling on the attack so far in these first 39 minutes. See Osaguera talking to his right back, letting him know what he wants to see out of the Medicis. Arsenal back underway here in the 40th minute. See if we'll get any stoppage time. Surveys, goes back. Braden will give it back to Tiente. Tiente playing almost as a third center back there is Tiente. Like I said, this Kalonji Pro Profile team, they are so fluid in their attack that they change formation throughout the match. Struggles for teams coming in to compete them, especially a team like Augusta Arsenal, that this is their first time seeing Kalonji in a competitive match in the UPSL. Seguero will sneak that ball through over to the far side. Good control by Arsenal, but he gets it a little too far in front of him. Demise shielded it for a moment to get back possession. Arsenal now lifted into the box. Menard is there to grab. And he just lightly rolls it to Irving. Allows him to move forward. He sends the ball over to the far side, giving space for Menard to get there. Tamimi trying to stay onside, and that ball is wasted yet again. Menard's final passes have not been on the mark. He's got the goal, but the 2 times that he's had a chance to slide it over to a teammate, it's just been off the mark. Hilton holding off the challenge of Lee. Braden will go back to defense. It'll go all the way back to Menard. That one taken off of Kamani Irving. Gonzalez winning it for Arsenal. He'll get it back. Sneaks it through, but Ashton Menard will be the first one to that ball. That was a good little opportunity for Arsenal. Now here in the near channel, it is all Zane Hilton into the box, and he puts it past the keeper to make it 2-0. Zane Hilton extending the lead for Kalonji profiled and doing that all by himself. Take a look at this. And seeing right here, Kalen Kalonji once again with the assist, giving it over 40 yards back, and Zane Hilton made that look absolutely simple in the 44th minute to go up, or 43rd minute, excuse me, to go up 2-0. That is 2 assists for Kalen Kalonji in this match. We'll see how many minutes of stoppage time we will receive here in just a moment. The ball will be right up, just about 5 yards off of center line. Foul committed by Kalonji. Put into play. Headed away by Kalonji. Lee now gets it forward. Able to maintain possession. Again back to Lee. He's able to sneak it through to Oseguera over to the other side. Dispossessed by Romero. Now Braden giving it to Tamimi. Tamimi and offsides. It was just a little too slow for Tamimi there. Wanja Medard was all alone if he could have received that onside on that far side. Back underway quickly. Be a throw for Arsenal. Two minutes of stoppage time is what we will receive. 2 minutes of stoppage time. Just about 30 seconds through 2 minutes already. Diente holding off that, gives it to Irving. Hilton. So get it to Mimi, over to Braden. Braden will go over to Romero. Romero tried to give it to Kalonji, but it was behind him. Zane Hilton holding off the challenge from Lee. Holden giving it to the defense and receive it back. Only a few more seconds before we go into halftime. Cut off by Tiente, but not able to keep control of it. But it'll go back into the defense of Kalonji. But that will do it for the first 45. We will go into halftime with the score. Kalonji Pro Profile 2, Augusta Arsenal 0. Give you a time to get a beverage and a snack. Get ready for 45 more minutes of action here in the UPSL Georgia South Division. Kalonji Pro Profile 2, Augusta Arsenal 0.
Yet. Looking for anyone. There's the shots and there's the goal! 87th minute, we get it!
Se juega en corto. Kishka que devuelve, tiran al arco y el gol. ¡Gol de LA10!
Champions of the United States of America, Spring 2025.
Hey coach, is your game going to be live streamed? Can't find a broadcast partner? I have the solution for you. It's time to contact the Atlantic Soccer Media Group. The Atlantic Soccer Media Group will provide you with the most extensive live coverage and affordable rates to bring your club's matches to your fans. So they will never miss any of the action.
Pavlovsky's able to just get enough of a touch on it to release it to Davies. Davies will send it forward. Usman Fall gets it over to the far side. Awanja Bedard deflected, and it's in! What a deflected goal for Kalonji Pro Profile to take the lead. Awanja Bedard with the goal.
And bring them along with you as you raise the trophy.
And there it is, your 2025 UPSL Women's National Champions. It is the Albany Alley Cats.
So what are you waiting for the best and easiest coverage, national exposure, attract sponsors, interact with your fans, work with scouts from around the world? Contact the Atlantic Soccer Media Group.
Not yet. Looking for anyone. There's the shots and there's the goal! 87th minute, we get it!
Se juega en corto. Kishka que devuelve, tiran al arco y el gol. ¡Gol de LA10!
Champions of the United States of America, Spring 2025.
Hey coach, is your game going to be live streamed? Can't find a broadcast partner? I have the solution for you. It's time to contact the Atlantic Soccer Media Group. The Atlantic Soccer Media Group will provide you with the most extensive live coverage and affordable rates to bring your club's matches to your fans. So they will never miss any of the action.
Pavlovsky's able to just get enough of a touch on it to release it to Davies. Davies will send it forward. Usman Fall gets it over to the far side. Awanja Bedard deflected, and it's in! What a deflected goal for Kalonji Pro Profile to take the lead. Awanja Bedard with the goal.
And bring them along with you as you raise the trophy.
And there it is, your 2025 UPSL Women's National Champions. It is the Albany Alley Cats.
So what are you waiting for? For the best and easiest coverage, national exposure, attract sponsors, interact with your fans, work with scouts from around the world? Contact the Atlantic Soccer Media Group.
Not yet. Looking for anyone. There's the shots and there's the goal! 87th minute, we get it!
Se juega en corto. Kishka que devuelve, tiran al arco y el gol. ¡Gol de LA10!
Champions of the United States of America, Spring 2025.
Hey coach, is your game going to be live streamed? Can't find a broadcast partner? I have the solution for you. It's time to contact the Atlantic Soccer Media Group. The Atlantic Soccer Media Group will provide you with the most extensive live coverage and affordable rates to bring your club's matches to your fans. So they will never miss any of the action.
Pavlovsky's able to just get enough of a touch on it to release it to Davies. Davies will send it forward. Usman Fall gets it over to the far side. Awanja Bedard deflected, and it's in! What a deflected goal for Kalonji Pro Profile to take the lead. Awanja Bedard with the goal.
and bring them along with you as you raise the trophy.
And there it is, your 2025 UPSL Women's National Champions. It is the Albany Alley Cats.
So what are you waiting for the best and easiest coverage, national exposure, attract sponsors, interact with your fans, work with scouts from around the world? Contact the Atlantic Soccer Media Group.
And welcome back here to Charlie Jordan Field on the campus of Shiloh High School for this UPSL Georgia Premier Division action here in spring 2026. It is Kalonji Pro Profile 2, Augusta Arsenal 0. Larry Weber bringing you all of the excitement for today's opener for Kalonji Pro Profile. First goal was scored in the 30th minute by Awanja Medard. And in the 43rd minute, number 14, Zane Hilton with the goal, both assisted by Kaylin Kalonji. It will be Kalonji Pro Profile who will be kicking us off in the second 45. They're in the all-white kits. They'll be moving from left to right. Augusta Arsenal in the all-black kits, moving from right to left. Last minute huddle there for Kalonji Pro Profile. Tamimi and Medard standing over that Voight ball. Voight, the official match ball sponsor of the UPSL. Underway here at Charlie Jordan Field for 45 more minutes of action. See if Arsenal can get one on the board and force Kalonji Pro Profile to stay defensive, see out this match. Over to the far side. Cut off by Irving. We'll slide that over to Maynard. Gives it right back. And over to Demise. Kaylin able to control it, gives it to I believe that was Romero. Nice ball into the box. Put away by Kalonji Pro Profile to make it 3-0. Kareem Tamimi gets a goal. And you can see Awanja Medard held off, allowed that ball to be put in by Tamimi. Take a look at this. Works it through the midfield. Over to the far side. Waited for that ball to sneak through. Laid it off. Allowed Tamimi to put it away to make it 3-0. They're in the 47th minute. I think it was Zane Hilton that put that assist in. We'll have to go back and look. But a just perfect ball for Tamimi to finally get on the board. That ball go out. It'll be a throw for Arsenal. In the air, cleared by Kalonji. But they give it right back to Lee. Lee in center circle. Holds off the challengers. Gives it back to the defense, plays over here to the near side. Maldonado ball goes high, but in possession of Kalonji. Kamani. Braden will go back to Demise. Tony Tiente turns, has space, threads it forward. And he'll go down and be a foul. Taken quickly. He'll take the shot, and that one just hit with way too much. Kalonji catching everybody off guard. Going quickly. Braden not able to put that ball on frame in any way, shape, or form. That one cleared by the defense. Kalonji trying to assert themselves here in this second 45. Arsenal trying to stay relevant in this match. That ball will go out. Be a throw for Arsenal. Kalen gives it to Braden there after it deflected off of Romero. Now Braden once again. Pavlovsky will come over here to the near side. Just right into the arms of Holden. Cut off once again. Braden was there to cut that one off, but that pass not on the mark to his brother. Braden goes down, no foul is called. And it'll be possession for Arsenal. is one of 3 matches here in the UPSL Georgia Conference South region. FC Columbus Elite, they are taking on Georgia Revolution. Tomorrow, that match is going on right now. And then tomorrow, Angeles will take on Red Top SC. Three matches as well. Potros FC and SSL, they're currently on right now. And then here, the top of the hour, we'll bring you FC Birmingham taking on Georgia Impact. And then tomorrow, Scenic City SC taking on LSA Mustangs. See if we can get you some information in regards to those matches that are currently in play. That match between Potros FC and SSL, it ended 1-1. Put away by Braden Kalonji. The young man gets his first goal of his UPSL career to make it 4-0. The 15-year-old makes his mark here in the UPSL. You see right here, Lee loses possession. Pavlotsky, just perfect ball to Braden. And right past Holden to make it 4 in the 55th minute. Not looking good for Arsenal. Look at this ball to Medard. Hits the brakes. Medard again. And that one hit the top post. And that one will be a goal kick as it hit the post and then hit the American football. As you can still see the American football post wiggling there from the force of that shot from Medard. That easily could have been 5. Substitutes coming on. Maldonado coming off. Foul committed there. '57th minute, Kalonji per profile 4. Augusta Arsenal 0. Here's an opportunity. Offsides was Kalen Kalonji. Arsenal trying to find some sort of path to goal. That ball is out, or a foul committed, excuse me, right there on the touchline. Arsenal right at the edge of the box, trying to find something. Caught away by Kalonji. So far that match between FC Columbus Elite and Georgia Revolution is 0-0. Kalonji player is down. Arsenal trying to find a path. Here comes Lee over here on the far side. Hits the brakes. And another foul committed by Kalonji. This is in a more dangerous position. It's just about a yard or so off of the far touchline, but it is almost in line with the box, right at about 18 yards. Lee past Menard, but headed away by Kalonji defense. He was offsides. Just not able to get back in line with that defensive line, called offsides. Holden trying to find somewhere to go as Kalonji's attack just sitting there waiting for the pass. Lee cut off and cleared out. It'll be a throw for Arsenal. That one goes out. Kalonji throw. Through center circle, tried to lift it to Medard. Medard gets it on the second bounce. Lays it over to, not able to get it there to Kalen Kalonji. They are just putting Arsenal on the back foot, and that'll be a throw for Arsenal. They are not letting up. Substitute coming on for Kalonji. It will be Grant Carr coming on. Immediately, Grant Carr moves over to that left back role that he is known to be resided in. That's his normal position in the left back role. Like I was saying again, Kalonji playing more as a 3 central back setup right now. '64th minute, still 4-0. Arsenal starting to be more aggressive. That pass off the mark. Now here they come. Over here to the near side. Into the box. Deflected. Still in possession of Arsenal. Now over to the far side. Lifted into the box. Menard is there to grab that one. Right into the arms of Holden. Arsenal able to get rid of it for a second. Here's a chance once again. Holden goes down. Able to get just enough of a touch. Here comes Tamimi. Thinking about what to do. He'll take the shot. Deflected off of Holden. Holden having to make up for that as Medard had an opportunity. Tamimi had an opportunity. But Holden holds off the 5th goal for Kalonji. Chested away. Tamimi cleared. And that goal was kept out by no one other than Justice Holden. Made a mistake when he was setting up against Awanja Medard. The defense helps him out, allows him to reset, and he holds off that shot from Kareem Tamimi. Lifted forward. That one saved out of the defensive line by number 13 of Arsenal. believe 13 is Kalonji. Roster we got before the match had him listed as 17. Tried to thread the needle, Zane Hilton not going to get there. Cut off by Arsenal, but he tried a little back heel thinking that Lee was to his outside, but Lee was on his inside. Holding off, Braden trying to get there, but Holden is there. Back to the defense, Grant Carr is going to give it to Menard and to Kamani Irving. Over to Demise here on the near side. Irving. Pavlotsky. Gives it to Tamimi, gives it right back to him, over to Carr, and Pavlotsky's going to be fouled. Just a talking to, no card issued. Don't believe we have any cards issued here through 69 minutes. Down the line to Mimi. He'll give it back to Demise, almost a no-look pass. Irving over to Carr. Carr came back a few seasons ago to Kalonji Pro Profile after a stint playing over in Germany. This Kalonji team having a mix of veteran players alongside these young kids, especially Braden Kalonji, the youngest, 15 years old. Here's an opportunity for Arsenal. Foul committed by Tiente. You saw the handshake there just off to the left. Forward, but headed away by Kalonji. Maynard holding off Lee, and he'll just send it out. Tamimi wasn't able to keep possession. Finds its way forward. Into the box far side for Lee. Not going to get there, be knocked out. Will be a corner for Augusta Arsenal. Substitutions. Just about 19 minutes to go, plus any stoppage time. Be an outswinger for Arsenal. Pavlotsky getting some shin guard assistance. Here comes the outswinger for Arsenal, and Maynard is right there. He just grabs it out of the air, sends a long one. Sent back about 40 yards from Arsenal. Their attack were off sides, so he had to delay sending that ball through. Here comes a chance. Far side, threading it, trying to get it to Lee. Again, trying to get it to James Lee, number 10. One headed away, be a throw for Kalonji. Arsenal continue to try to use Lee as their point of attack. Kalonji has just been double teaming him throughout this second half, not allowing him any type of space to take a chance. Lifted forward, going to have possession. Gets past the defender, holds up, lifts it into the box far. Oh, and Zane Hilton could not control that ball. He lifted it from the far side, did a Wanja Medard to Zane Hilton here on the near side. Hilton could not control it enough to let go of it. Gets stuck underneath the seat and rolls out, and it'll be a goal kick. Looks like we have a substitution coming on for Kalonji. That ball rolls all the way to the edge over there on the far side. Carr is able to keep it in play. Tiente has it now. He'll send it forward to Kalonji. And Kalen tried to give it back, but not able to keep possession does Kalonji. They'll win it back here from Demise. And it'll be a throw. Good work from the center back there. Shields the man, escorts it out, gets the throw. Braden has a couple options, holds up, elects to go to Irving. Irving got it forward to Pavlovsky, but Pavlovsky gave it right back to Menard. Over to Carr now. To Demise. Not able to control that pass. And it'll roll out. It'll be a throw. Ethan Joyner, number 8, was one of the Kalonji players that subbed in. Center official coming over to have a talking to the Arsenal player. Back to Holden. Be a drop ball. Lee able to control it, gets it to Arsenal player. Demise. Short, quick passes here from the Kalonji squad. Monty Irving will send a long ball. More just to relieve pressure than anything. Seguera giving it back. Lee now. That pass off the mark allowed Kalen Kalonji to possess. He'll give it in space, trying to allow Medard to run it on. Not able to do so. That ball will go out. It'll be a corner for Kalonji Pro Profile here in the 78th minute. More substitutions. This one for Kalonji. You can see, looks like there's a bloody nose. That was why the Augusta Arsenal player was pulled off of the pitch. You can see him being treated by the trainer over there. Near side for this corner. Arsenal defender had to come on after that nosebleed, immediately cleared that shot attempt. Here comes the in-swinger. All the way through to far side, headed, but that one off the mark. I believe that was Demise who had tried that. '80th minute, we are done. It is Kalonji Pro Profile 4, Augusta Arsenal 0. Week 1 of the 2026 UPSL Georgia spring season. Said we've only had one match finished here in week 1. Potros FC 1, Soccer Saves Lives SSL 1. Medard win a foul. And that looks to be the first yellow card of the match that I have noted here in the 81st minute. Monty Irving and Wanja Medard standing over the ball as we speak. Now Grant Carr comes up to have a say. Tiente trying to direct a little bit of traffic. Medard looks to be the one that's wanting to take this. Carr will finally move forward. Irving, he'll now step away and allow Medard to have full access to the shot. Deflected out. Be a goal kick. Just a little off the mark. Wanted that to be a little bit farther in. Wanted that to be about another yard to two to his right. Not able to do so. Kalonji per profile, they want to end this match with a clean sheet. Look to maybe put another one on the board. As Medard fighting there. That goes down. Good to see Holden is okay. Joyner and him collide there. Deflected off of Kalen. Back into possession of Kalonji. That one deflected off of the Arsenal man, but it'll be back into their possession. Back to Holden. Galen Kalonji did not get to play a lot last season as he had to spread himself thin between UPSL opportunities as well as MLS Next. So he did not come in to play in the UPSL squad until late in the season. Yet again by the Kalonji defense. Arsenal just struggling to have anything in Kalonji's final third this second half. Right into the arms of Menard. He just throws it to the ground. He's in no hurry to get this back underway. Carr is able to clear it. Give it right back to him from Joyner. Square pass in the midfield over to the far side. Here's an opportunity for Arsenal. Slide it across, cleared by Kamani Irving. That one was a decent ball in the box for Arsenal. They're not ready to go away quietly. Throw in for Arsenal. Tiente lays it off to Carr, gets it right back. Kalen giving it to Braden, his brother. Tiente. Over here to Demise. Kalen lays it off back to Tiente. And over to Carr. This is the hardest way to come into a new conference, is to take on the league leaders from last season. Augusta Arsenal, like I said, they'll be back home next week. They'll take on FC Columbus Elite. Kalonji Pro Profile, they'll be on the road to LSA Norcross Pro. FC Columbus Elite, they're competing against Georgia Revolution right now. Match that was supposed to be this week between UFA Lawrenceville and LSA Norcross. That match was rescheduled for later in the season, so LSA Norcross, they get the week off. Demise going down the near line here, giving it to Joyner. Joyner trying to get past the defender, gives it to Kalen Kalonji centrally. He'll give it back to Tiente, gets it right back. Lose possession does Kalonji. Lee has just been all over the field for Arsenal, trying to help them get some sort of attack going. They'll go back to the drawing board, back to Augusta. 2.5-ish drive down I-20. Reset, get ready for week 2. That'll be a foul. Nathan Chari is the Kalonji player who committed the foul. Again, like I said at the top of the broadcast, noted that Arsenal did not have goal scorer Kari Collier, who was active in that match last week in the ASMG TV Invitational. Scored a brace. Lifted into the box. Maynard jumping over the Arsenal man to maintain possession, clears it. All the way back to Holden. We enter, and only 1 minute of stoppage time is what we're going to get. 1 minute. Steps over that challenge. Gets it over there on the far side, but he was offsides. And he's lucky he doesn't get a card for blasting that ball away. That's surprising. Referees are looking to crack down on that. But because it was right there on that far side, close enough that the fourth official could send the ball in. And that's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. We end here at Charlie Jordan Field on the campus of Shiloh High School at full time. It is Kalonji Pro Profile 4, Augusta Arsenal 0. That'll do it for us here at Shiloh High School. But we are not done tonight by far. We jump over to Gardendale High School in Alabama for FC Birmingham taking on Georgia Impact. So that'll do it for us here at Shiloh High School. It ends Kalonji Pro 4, Augusta Arsenal 0. Have a great evening, everybody. We'll see you in a few minutes.
This has been a presentation of the UPSL. Any use of this broadcast without the written consent of the Atlantic Soccer Media Group is prohibited.